Hey guys, it's Meredith from Pop Vintage and Home. Merry Christmas to all of you who are celebrating, and for those of you who observe the Festival of Lights, a very happy Hanukkah to you. Hanukkah begins tonight, and I celebrate Hanukkah, and my family and I are really looking forward to a dinner of latkes, followed by a dessert of sufganiyot, jelly donuts. With those season's greetings, I'm excited to share a journal that I just put together. It is right now a very simple journal, unembellished. It is a journal that I wanted to do a journal in the style of Johanna Klo. She tends to make bigger journals, and she tends to do a lot of large pages and fairly simple pages, but when she embellishes them and starts working in her journal, her pages get very dynamic and beautiful and all of those things. So I wanted to do a journal that was simple in terms of plain pages, not a lot of pockets or embellishments or ephemera yet, just something I could add to, and also a journal that was oversized. I've never done an oversized journal before. So this journal I made out of a My Fair Lady book, a book about the making of the movie. It's a movie that I love. I love Audrey Hepburn. I've loved her since I was a teenager. I found this book in a free pile on the side of the road near my house. So the journal measures, the book cover is about 11 1/4 inches by 8 1/4 inches. And I decided to do a flexible spine. I made the spine out of wallpaper. And I wanted to do a flexible spine to make it easier for me to work in and write in. The journal has just 3 signatures, and each signature has not a lot of pages in it. We'll count through them. I don't remember offhand how many pages, but it's not a lot. They're small signatures. Because I like working through journals fairly quickly. I don't want a journal that's going to last me a whole year. I want it to last maybe 2 months so that I can make and start a new journal. So on the spine, I sewed in some pink vintage buttons. And let's see. It's been a while since I did a video, and I'm fumbling over my words today. But anyway, we're just going to open it up, and I left the end papers as they are just because I just loved the illustrations of Audrey Hepburn and Rex Harrison. I do want to finish this edge off. I have some adhesive glitter tape that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I think I'll put that there to finish off the edge. So this is the first signature, and I figured I would be working in this journal in the new year, so I have this cardstock with a New Year song and a Valentine's Day song. I made a little card that I could journal on, and it also functions as a tuck. And this is just a tag I made a while back. I'll add some string there, a little tuck spot. And then on this side, I made a little pocket. I've got a doily at the bottom. I've got the title page from the book. Let me move that. And I made a little calendar page here so I could write about my week. And underneath it, I put a piece of junk mail. I'll embellish this, and it's a pocket. I'll add something there. One thing Johanna Klo does in her journal, she uses a lot of pages from vintage children's books. Of course, I love the illustrations in vintage children's books, so I have a lot of pages like that in here. The other thing I did was I wanted to use full-size pages. I didn't want to take a page, format it in landscape, and fold it like this. I didn't want to do that. So what I had to do was I had to put a lot of pages together and hinge them. So I did that last night. I created hinges for all the pages so that I could sew them in. Just some of my favorite illustrations from one of my favorite vintage children's fairy tale books, a book that I think I picked up at a thrift store years ago. I'm gonna put this here, this illustration down here as a tuck spot. I'm gonna make a little flyout with this envelope that I made. And this is vintage typewriter paper. This is an envelope. I gotta cut this so I can make a little tuck. Some super cute vintage gift wrap that I got at a tag sale in the fall. My birthday's in January, so I wanted to have some birthday things in here. This is Kool-Aid dyed paper. This is from the Fuzzy Duckling. And the signatures, I left the strings long because I am gonna add some bead dangles. I don't have a lot of beads, so I haven't fully beaded these yet. Over here, I created a sewing pattern pocket, so you can tuck things into the sewing pattern envelope and behind it. And this is on coffee dyed paper. You can see my little hinge here. I just used the offcuts to make the hinges. It worked out really well. There's the other side of the envelope. This is more of the vintage typewriter paper. A storybook page. And this is from, obviously, the My Fair Lady book. This is a great movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. The costumes are unbelievable. This is the second signature. Okay, so how many pages was that? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So about 18 pages per signature. Here we have a vintage doily, a vintage greeting card. This is vintage ledger paper from the 1930s. We've got another vintage sewing pattern pocket. Pocket there, pocket back here. And this is just blue copy paper. This is a placemat, a vintage placemat I got at a thrift store in Maine. A book page. This is from a Richard Scarry book about colors. It was illustrated by Richard Scarry. This is fun scrapbook paper from Michaels. This is the one sort of dynamic page thing I did, but I figured I would do a lot of the making of pockets and such as I worked in the journal. Instead of doing the pockets ahead of time, I figured I would leave the pages for the most part very simple and add pockets as I worked in it when and where I need them. This is brayer paper that I made. And this is the last signature. Another vintage card. Another little Hello Kitty calendar. I got these. I got a pad of these at TJ Maxx last spring. This is vintage stationery that I got at an estate sale this fall. I love this stationery. And I backed it with this scrapbook paper from Michaels. Coffee dyed paper. This is a vintage envelope. I picked this up at an estate sale. It's a beautiful, beautiful stationery set from the 1930s. Children's book page. Brayer paper that I made. Another children's book page. I put two envelopes together and hinged it just to make a pocket there. More Kool-Aid dyed paper. This is a vintage envelope from a greeting card. I am gonna put it here. It just fits perfectly on this bright pink copy paper. And this is vintage stationery. It goes with the envelopes that you saw earlier. And I'll finish this edge off. I may create a lace pocket here. I don't know. If I do create a pocket, I want it to be with some kind of translucent or transparent fabric. Maybe I'll make an acetate pocket because I just really want to be able to see the illustrations. And so that's my journal. I literally started this last night. I put the pages, I selected the pages last night, and I hinged them all together. I did all of that last night. And this morning I made the spine and I sewed in the pages. And I think I was able to work pretty quickly because the signatures are pretty small. There's just not a lot of pages per signature. But I'm so excited to start working in this journal. I may not wait till January 1. I may start today or tomorrow. I'm so excited to work in this journal, and my goal is to have it look as beautiful and eclectic and dynamic as one of Johanna Klo's journals. So we'll see how it turns out, but I'm super excited. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you're a new viewer, thanks so much for stopping by. If you're a returning viewer, thanks for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.